Whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds. Kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira. Whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani kani move that body. Kani kani move that body.
Kanei runga, kanei raro, tēnā kani kani o koutou tinana o tira o koutou taringa me ngā kanohi. Anā ko koutou ikona, ko mātou ikonei, e mihi atu ana kia koutou kei ngā kāwai nui, kei ngā kāwai roa. Tēnā rau atu koutou katoa. Anei mātou te tokotoru o taringa atu ikonei, te poka pū o taringa, pei! I te pūki auahi o te awamutu.
Pip, pip.
I raro i ngā manaakitanga a te wānanga o Aotearoa. E mihi atu nei kia koutou. Tēnā koutou. Tēnā tātou e hoa ma.
Tēnā tātou.
Tēnā tātou.
Tēnā tātou.
E rongo anau te tai āhua.
Ai, anō nei he kāmera e koe.
Anō nei e mātakina ana e tātou.
Ai.
Anō.
It's like we've been watched.
Yeah, and you know, koutou, when we're not on camera, you know, you can, what's the word? Hea te kupu.
Mo te aha.
We're a bit more casual. Like
We're a bit more
E hara i
cash.
te kākahu taratara, engari he casual.
Ai, ai, ai.
Yeah.
Ai.
Engari, i oho pēnei au.
Yeah. You woke up like that.
Yes.
I wish I woke up like this.
Ai, nō reira, koene tētahi āhuatanga, harai te me hou, engari, kua roa e noho ana i tērā wāhanga o te pokapū, ko mātou reo anahe, e rango nāna e koutou. Hoi anō, ko tawa wairua tonu, kei konei. I runga i tērā wairua e rikarika ana ki te kōrero i ngā kōrero,
Ai.
te wānanga i ngā whakaaro, me te tuku i etai kupu hei tukunga iho ki ngā whakareanga e haere ake nei.
Kia ora.
Koene a taringa. Kia ora. Tēnā koe.
Kia ora.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm tempted to grab one of those. Do you say whijoa or whajoa?
I say whaioa. It's a silent J.
Gosh, of course you do.
It's only there for look.
I'm gonna test you on that, you know. Haere ake nei.
You're going to go,
You better say
he haera.
whaioa.
Whaioa.
Whaua.
Whitoa rānei.
Whitoa rānei.
I'm tempted to reach out to the bowl of whijoas, but I won't. O hea te plural mo te whaioa. He
Whaioa.
whaioa.
Like miss. Misses. Miss.
Ai. Ahoi anō e te ui, kia tahuri ki tā tātou kiwaha.
Ai, tā tātou kiwaha i tēnei rā, tēnei wiki. Nā ko nā.
Nā ko nā.
Nā ko nā.
And hea te tikanga.
Nā ko nā i pēnei ai au. It's because of that I'm like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys are looking at me.
You need a few more.
Well, that's quite a, it's quite a vague one.
I rongo au, kāre a pita i pai kia paora. Nā ko nā, i whakatau ai au, kia kaua a paora e pōwhiritia ki te hui. Bit long that one.
Oh, so
Yeah.
somebody didn't like pizza, and it was because of that he wasn't given a welcome to the hui. He wasn't invited to
Wasn't
the
invited. Yeah.
Ana. We all do that sometimes.
We
I
all
get
do
fun, mate.
Well, we try and play
Having
the
your
game.
Just leave them
barbie.
out
Yeah,
of
like-
And you know, you got one text, you got one messenger group over here, and another one over there.
No, you've got about, if you've got 4 friends, you've got 4 or 3 messenger groups.
yeah.
And because
You got
and because
four.
there's one of those friends, they're not in that group. And you got another message because they're all in there, but the other friend's not in there. One for Paul, one for Peter.
And that's how you get yourself in trouble.
Nā ko nā i
ko
pēnei
nā
Yeah.
I pēnā ai. Is it
Ai.
ai?
Yeah.
Ai.
Yeah.
Relative clause.
Yeah.
Relative clause.
Well, ke hoki mai MC Grandma.
Ai.
Oh, kei raro pēr. Pēr.
Pea.
Ia,
E
ia,
no
koe,
hea
e
ia.
putu ana.
E roro mai nei iau.
Ai, nō reira, i te kiwaha scale, he tuarima tēnei.
Yep.
Meu au, kāre rānei e rangona, e tehi kāre anō kia pakiri te reo. E whakamahi ana i tēnei kiwaha. He kiwaha e tūhono ana i etahi whakaaro, ne?
Ai.
Tētahi whakaaro rānei, ki tētahi kei taua horopaki tonu.
Ai.
Nā kona, ka mutu he nui o nā raweketanga.
Ai.
Meki, āheitanga i roto i te rerenga.
Ai. Nā kona e noho mai ai taua kiwahanei, te kiwahanei ki te rā taumata o te rima.
So it's because of that.
Because of that.
Ai.
Because of those understandings needed for its use,
Yeah.
it's considered to be at 5.
A 5.
Herima.
A 5 on the scale.
And I liked too that you used the, future tense.
Well, I was just going to ask. I was literally going to ask. Like, so, you don't have to go nā kona I. It can be nā kona something else.
Yeah, well, that was a very good
Or nā
example.
kona I something I. It can be nā kona something.
Contextualised? Contextualised.
Do you want me to give you an example?
No, I said perhaps that's what determines the
okay.
I me te e.
Kei te nui ngō te wā, most of the time, you'll hear it used in relation to something that's happened.
Yeah, because it's a hindsight, eh? Te nui ngō te wā,
true.
But yeah, I liked tō kōrero nā kona e, ai. Yeah, pai tēnā.
Whakapai.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, meaning whatever how tō rerenga, but I think ko te wairo o te kōrero, because of that we will. Yeah, e ai.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
No. Nā kona e kore ai,
Okay.
Yeah, now we're getting into
Now this
negation.
will
Because
just
of that,
let
I
it
won't.
sink
We
in.
won't. Yeah, well, I think if you give, I think you're ready to give it a go.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And ko taku tauira pēr tētahi tauira hei whaiwhai mau whakatakoto tētai whakaro i te tīmatanga kauru ai ko te nā kona and then te mea I pirangitia. Kia puta mai. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, sometimes it's not an action that you've performed, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else has happened, which is...
Yeah. E nā te makariri o taua wāhi. Nā ko nā I mau koti ai mātou.
Ai.
Oh, yeah. That's a good
That was a good one, eh? Yeah.
That was a good
Marama,
one. That was
marama, yeah.
easy one to follow. Yeah.
He wera, tino wera te wāhira, nā ko nā I mau ai te puaheiri I tōna speedo.
Oh, please don't.
He wai mari ki e tai.
Yeah. Ki e te.
Ki e te.
Len rawa ko li. Anyway, are you ready? Otherwise, we're just gonna keep. We're just gonna keep.
Well, this is the thing. I always feel like I don't want to come up with a dumb example. And
So,
then I can
okay.
never think of anything good.
We can sort of like let it,
You let it
tohina
permeate a
ngaro
bit.
massage will go through and aqua nei pia.
Kauru,
I te roanga o ngā kōrero.
mā reira.
Me ngana tāua ki te whakatakoto I te kōrero nei ki roto I tai.
Ai, whakaritea te-
kōrero ana.
Okay,
Set it up.
hang on. Okay, hang on. Let me give this one a go. I ki te au, I ngā whiauas. Whiauas.
Whiaua.
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 Nā ko nā e ko tamu ana ngā ngutu.
Ooh! You know what? Great thing has happened today.
What?
He rawe. Nā ko nā e ko tamu ana. He pai tonu, like grammatically, he tika. Engari ke taku taringa Māori, ka pai ake I ko nei te nei.
Te nei, ai.
Ah,
I tēnā o te ana.
E ko tamu nei. Do I need an I or nah?
Nah.
Nā.
No, very good.
Very good, yeah.
So you're going
Me
out.
te
you're
ko
flying.
tamu.
Kua puawai.
Te ko tamu.
Ai, nā re pai ki te rongo i a.
Oh, yeah.
I a koe e whakamahi.
I was
nei
saying,
e rā
ko
koe.
tamu.
Moe anau ki te ko tamu.
Well, we've spoken about it before.
Ai.
Yeah. Well, there's ko tamu and there's tamu.
Ai.
Okay, I don't know what tamu is, but okay.
Both involve lips.
I was
Hey, hold on,
thought it
Mum.
might have been along the line.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
no, that was a really good sentence,
So,
Erica.
I ki te au I ngā whiaua, nā ko nā e ko tamu nei, oku ngutu.
Tino pai.
Tēnō pai. tēnā pai.
Pai rawa atu.
Ai.
Yeah, you get an A+ for that.
Yeah,
I think we should share that with MC Grandma.
Yes.
He pātai tāku.
Ai.
What's the Māori word for mushrooms?
Rangitahi. Nā. He kru kē tēnā, mo te hunga e mohi ana.
Well, I just learnt a new one.
Oh, ka pai.
Because mo tētahi wā, I whakamahi au e te kupu harore.
Harore, ai.
Oh, yeah.
Engari he, kai anō te harore, he kai kē te harore, and te pakurite ki te mushroom Pākehā nei.
Ai.
Yeah. White butter mushrooms or...
Ai, te pātene.
Yeah. And we used to know, when I was little, it used to be called mushroom hunting.
Ai.
Oh, yeah.
Taku pāpā, koe rata kupu. Great mushroom hunting. First time, I remember, I thought, man, I'm going to take some knives and these mushrooms, they must have legs or something. But it was very much like that, ka whiko e ngā pāmu e tatana ki te tō mātai marae. But anyway, ko te harore, he kaike no te ngahere.
Okay.
Have you had harore?
Cup.
Aye. Have you?
Well, I don't think so.
Oh, we'll just leave that there, but he pai ki te ngao o e tehi tērā kai.
Ai.
Yeah, it's
It's acquired
an
taste.
acquired-
well, it's not just the taste, it's the texture.
Oh, yeah.
Kākano. Ko te kākano ki te ngao, ki te arero, he rereke. So he harore te harore, and it grows usually on...
Ngā rākau ko hinga.
Yeah. Nā me ko hinga I roto I te puihi.
Oh, those like big things.
Yeah, that's one...
Those
not sure.
disc-looking things.
Yeah, that, I have to look at one, but I've never actually collected it, I'll be honest, but I have
Okay.
eaten it.
Yeah.
But that's been the word, the
Koina te
popular word.
mea ko pota whānui atu
Yeah, it's
rā
the
i.
closest thing. But I tērā atu noho a mātou, a tātou, a mōtai tangata rau, ko puta mai ngā harore I te marae. It was early in the morning. And my auntie arrived. And I tupuke I roto I te reo ai. And she goes, oh, ki te kui ngā matiruma.
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 And I went, well, first I cracked up. But then I thought, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I koina tō kupu, ko te masi, oh, ai, matiruma. And she says, he harore anō te haro.
Ai.
Yeah,
Te hunga mōhio ne.
So I've been using matiruma.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked, because I've been using mahiruma.
Mahiruma. Oh, yeah, what still goes with
Yeah,
the
well,
sound
you know,
of...
he mahi ruma, he ruma mahi hoino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pai ake ke whakamahi ai te kupu matiruma I tēnā o te harore. Waiho te harore ki te harore?
Ai.
Ai.
Engari, harai te mea ka whakahe rawa au I etahi ka whakamai.
yeah, ai.
Ko hau tērā. Kāre he kupu. Ka mutu hea te mate o nā kupu mino.
Ai.
Nui no atu a tātou kupu mino.
Ai.
Whakamahi ana. Mo tērā mea. Nō reira. I pai ki au te matiruma.
Yeah. Well, marama ana, it's easy to understand. We use harore, but just based on the kiwaha, kupu whakarite.
Ai.
Harore rangitahi. One day wonder. Koina pē te roa o te oranga o te harore?
Āna. Ai. Ka whitiki nāna I te rā, taku mōhio. Kare pai hei kai.
Ai.
Ai. Whera anō te matiruma.
Ai.
Ki te whitiki narawati e te rā, nā mea kāri roto I te taumarumarutanga o te rākau, te ake rā nei, ka maroke. Yeah.
I remember going to harvest mushrooms with an uncle of mine, and he took a whistle and some balloons. And I said, what are you getting that for? He goes, oh, because I'm a fun guy.
Oh my God, did you just make up that story?
Tēnā koe pāpā.
Nā ko nai mohi ai au. Kau e whai taku uncle.
Paki pāpā.
Ai, paki pāpā.
Paki pāpā, tēnā ne.
Paki pāpā,
Dad joke,
tēnā.
te wi paki pāpā.
I couldn't help myself. You had to go for it. It was set up.
Me whakarongo pi kari.
Anyway, ngā kōrero haere ake nei. E kaupapa hōnu tātou I tēnei rā.
Engari, ko te hāngaitanga pia, ko te whakatupuranga o te kai.
Yeah.
You know, ka whakaro ake kinga whijoas, taunatu kinga pītiti, peaches. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. I'll let you do your thing.
No, kei kona katoa. Ororo.
Nei, pai tēnā. Noa nei, i whakamaharati ai, te tau, ko tahi rau e ono te kau, mai te pakanga o Ōrākau. Koe nei tonu te tau, tahi rau, ono te kau, ngā whakamaharatanga mō tērā pakanga. Koe neki tētahi o nā meki te pakanga, riri whenua nei, riri Pākehā nei, a rongo nui katoa o tēnei takiwa. Me tūpato au. I te mea kua puta te kōrero i ngā kaituhi, e tehi kaihitoria. Koe neki te pakanga, riri whenua nei. Wow. Nui, rongo nui nei. Rongo nui nei. Kare e whakai ki tērā. E rongo nui nei, nā e tahi o ngā mahi puta i reira. Me tahi o ngā kōrero. Ki au, katoa ngā nā pakanga, e mua te tainga mai o te Pākehā. Engari, ko nā pakanga riri whenua nei, i putai e rā, nā te aha, nā te hihia, o te karauna o te rāwa, o te kāwanatanga, ki te whakariwai i a tātou, ki te tango i ngā whenua, ki te upehi, te Māori, e rāhuatanga katoa. Nō reira, ki au, katoa ngā riri whenua, he kau anu. Me noho rangatirai o tātou whakaaro. We had our 160th commemorations for the Battle of Ōrākau, which is, let's say, 10 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And a lot of how and why this district has turned out, how it is. Maybe I shouldn't say turned out.
Well, nā ko nā I pēnei ai te...
Nā ko nā I pēnei ai, nā ko nā I pēnei nei. Te āhua o tēnei rohe. You know, historians have referred to it as the most famous or most famous land war. And they're all important in the history of our country. Yeah, and they're also a time marker in what was done.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, what's still being done.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Actual.
that whole epoch, I like that word, nawa no tawa kupui, ahau aku. Epoch was part of the establishment of the country of the motu, the way that we know it. You know, economically, culturally. Yeah.
Well, ki te whewhera I ngā taunakitanga. The justification that Grey built his war machine upon was the threat that Waikato imposed. There was a supposed threat on Tāmaki, but it was something that was drummed up.
That's how it all started, But there was no threat.
No. But he used that as an excuse to get support.
Yeah.
From the empire.
The empire.
Well, that was just like at Te Tarata when they framed that guy for killing someone, but he didn't.
Yep.
But that was the excuse.
And
all causes to create conflict or to push your agenda, you will create a view that this needs this type of support or this type of action.
It was mana motuhake in action, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, again, not even 10 minutes up the road is Rangiaowhia.
Yeah.
And that, you know, the atrocity of Rangiaowhia. We have our story, the people, the descendants of the tupuna that were there, that has been handed down, and then what was written down by soldiers is very different.
Yeah.
Eri he kora no mo Rangiaowhia, but just in relation to Te Tarata, Kero Paterau was at Rangiaowhia. So he was there when that happened.
Yeah.
His daughter died, and he, after Rangiaowhia, he left. He ended up in a Pōtiki, and he was vexed. Yeah, because it was him who killed Wagner.
Right, yeah.
But Mokomoko was blamed.
Yes.
But Kereopa's anger, anguish, was because of Rangiaowhia.
Yeah.
So he was here. That was 21st of February, 22nd was Haerini, and then 2 months later, just was Ōrākau. And of course, you know, the words we said there, ko mea, nāna te kōrero, because there were a lot of women and children there.
Yeah. At Rangiaowhia.
At Rangiaowhia,
Oh, and Ōrākau.
then Ōrākau.
Well, at all of them.
Not so much rangiriri and not so much Pāterangi, because they were kept out of the firing line. I'm not saying they weren't present, but
There was more involvement in the...
there was more involvement. There wasn't a feeling or need, I think, then to, well, let's keep all our women and children in the pā.
Yeah.
Again, rangiriri, kei a rangiriri a rātou kōrero, but that was the first major engagement in the north. And if you drive on Great North Road, how te rā State Highway?
Great South Road.
Great South Road.
Great South Road, yeah.
Heading north. You know, that's the Soldiers' Road.
Aye.
Yeah.
The word was, keep your women and children out of it.
Ah.
So they were sent to Rangiaowhia.
Yeah, that was the safe. That was the...
Yeah.
I see.
And
From Rangiriri and Pāterangi, ne?
after what happened at Rangiaowhia, nobody trusted
Yeah,
the
true.
government. So when, you know, our tupuna were asked to send out women and children, they were like, well, this is what happened at Rangiaowhia, and now you're asking us this. First you said, make sure there's no women and children, so they were taken to a safe place.
Yeah, yeah.
So hang on, at Rangiaowhia, that's where they got all the women and children sort of got locked in the church, is that right? And then it got set on fire.
Well, this is where there's,
The free night, yeah.
yeah, it's the perspective and how history's written down. Because there was, if you go out there today, there's a church that's still standing. But that's not the church that the tupuna referred to being burnt down. There was a whare with a rīpeka on it that was referred to as te whare karakia.
Yeah.
Now that account has, from our tupuna, has been taken down and then translated into a church.
Yeah.
And hence you have this debate, or it's not even really a debate from that side. They're saying, oh, this kōrero was wrong altogether because no church was burnt down. But no, there was.
Yeah.
And it was a whare. And koe rā te mea I wera.
E whare raupo?
He whare Māori.
Yeah,
he whare Māori, kei runga rā tētahi
Rīpeka. Ai, ai.
Hei teko teko.
Ai.
Ana koe raka te wāhi, tētahi o nā whare I haere rā te iwi ki te karakia. And you know, we're talking about a huge population at Rangiaowhia. I mean, that probably would have been the
Tawamutu.
centre, yeah.
Heard it was a real bustling
Oh,
place.
it was one of the most developed places in all of Aotearoa.
And I heard that you could see the pītiti, the peach trees, all the way from Bombay. Like
Well,
the golden
You come,
trees.
I mean, those names are still here, Peach Grove Road and, you know, and
Yeah, they're big,
Kirikiriroa.
massive orchards. And
You come over when you come over, you can see sort of, you know, you can see Waikato, Te Awa, and then the way down to here, there were flour mills here, there were, you know, the orchards, with profuse gardens, everything. Supplied Auckland.
Yeah.
And overseas. But Rangiaowhia provided a template of living.
Of a mana motuhake.
Yeah. And it was a place for ngā iwi o Tainui to converge. I mean, Pōta Tau, and this isn't really known, widely known, that's where he was first announced as king.
Ai.
It was at Rangiaowhia.
Really?
He rode in on his horse, on his white horse. Cue the Western music. The hats came into play, and some say he put the hat on, and another kōrero was he took the hat off, but that hat was symbolic in relation to the kingitanga. And there's another kōrero that when Mātene Te Whiwhi was going around the motu, there was actually, a hat was actually taken.
Oh, yeah.
I'll weave this back into Ōrākau. So that happened at Rangiaowhia. This is before, of course, 1859, 1858, 59. Even that, the years are contested too. And then he had his koronehana in Ngaruahia, which Wiremu Tāmihana officiated at.
Yeah.
And Pōta Tau was an exception to the rule of tikanga at the time because the debt, or te utu, that needed to be exacted upon Ngāti Haua I te tāwewe tonu, ne? And it showed his humility because instead of, and this is the reason why he was reluctant to take on the kingitanga, because there was the price.
Right,
That was still on the head of Ngāti Haua, and Wirimu Tāmihana was the rangatira. And Wirimu Tāmihana ended up I whakawahi. I whakawahi a pōtatau. So he was upraised. And that showed to a lot of ngā rangatira o te wā, well, if pōtatau can put those scores that need to be settled aside, and we're talking about scores to be settled, i era wā, he tangata tautu.
He tangata tautu, engari, he purunga toto, eh?
Yeah, and you know, pōtatau was known as te ana o te tangata. Te ana o te tangata. Anyway, about this hat. And there's a famous conversation between, that we speak about, between him and Gray. Now, him and Gray were sort of chummy.
Yeah, they were quite close, eh?
Yeah.
Wasn't Tawhio sent, well, as Matutaira to stay with Gray at a time when he was young?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Aua. That's good kōrero. Anyway, there's a kōrero about, you know, Kawana Kare telling to lay his kingitanga down, and Pōtatau saying, ko pōtai ti au e ngai iwi o te motu, I've been hatted. Nā te motu te pōtai. So there's lots of sort of, engari ko te wairu o te kōrero, the hat that I wear was given to me by the people of te motu. Because there was lots of deliberations to set it up. And then Gray talks about this cow, which is a metaphor for colonization, government.
It was war machine.
This cow that has an insatiable hunger. That's going to come and drink up all the rivers and the lakes, and Pōtatau refers
eat everything.
He pai ana he manawa whenua e kore mimiti, and then Gray says, well, it's going to eat everything. And talking about the orchards, ka mea Pōtatau ka hoki au ki te kai ao ko tūpuna, ki te roi, ki te hinau, te paramamaku. And then Gray says, well, ka kai hoki te kau i era. And then ka kai koe I te aha, ka pau ana era, ka kai koe I te aha, ka kai iwi a koe. And again, there's a deeper meaning to that. Anyway, that conversation was picked up on in relation to the kau. And at Rangiriri, they have a haka, and the first line is haramaira, 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 hei whakatetete ia te kau I a mātāua. Yeah, come, and let's milk this cow. Yeah. And then at Ōrākau, there's he kau rā. And then there's two kōrero, and I'm not going to get involved in this too.
I heard this one too, but...
Yeah. But there's a kōrero about, you know, the bull.
The bull.
Yeah.
And again, mā koutou tēnei kōrero ngai tūhoi, but ko tētai kōrero ki au e hanga ana ki te pūru kararehe tonu. And that was the cows that came. Yeah, and you know what? The bloody irony of it is, a lot of the whenua that we got back, or Māori have as trust farms and stuff, it's bloody cows on them.
Yeah, ko pāmutia.
Yeah.
And
you know, te kaurangi kingi kiri ona, e hoa. They picked up on that. Actually, I was on a bus with them. Yeah. Koenei te aroha, aha koe whakataitai. And that was their whakaeke.
That was their whakaeke.
Yeah. That's an unforgettable one.
Te mūtunga mai.
Yeah, tauatau. So, you know, that cow, well, it came to Ōrākau. Last week was remembering not just nā tūpuna Māori hingai, engari, te taha hōia anō hoki. Whakamahara I ngā mate, me te whakamahara I ngā kōrero.
Kia ora.
Kei riro ngā kōrero.
Kei riro ngā kōrero, ai.
Our tūpuna started looking at things. For instance, you know, they'd been taught by the missionaries, and one in particular, forget his name. And then during the battle, the first day I think it was, they saw the priest on the other side.
On the other side, yeah.
You know, and they're thinking, well, If he's over there, they'll be asking that, the same God that we're asking.
We're talking to,
you know, put his wrath on, is the same one. You know, those are the sorts of things that were coming up, and te ika i te ati no te tāpākea.
Oh, yeah.
So the first fallen was a soldier. And i konei atu hoi, me ki teurewera, and they wanted to, our tūhoi relations wanted to carry through with our tikanga.
Carry the rights of...
Nā kawa o te riri.
Aye.
Which meant te whāngaihau, which was taking the heart of the first one and then feeding it. And probably having a bit of a bite. And ara, ka ki are we mane poto. Komutu e rā tikanga.
Okay.
And anyway, on the third day, so for 3 days, koe ra te roa tēnei pakanga, on the third day, when they left Ōrākau, and you know, I'm careful the words I use, because they didn't break out. All accounts talk of them just walking out of the pā, and the soldiers not really knowing what was going on. In the afternoon, and there was a mist when they walked out. And that sort of caught them off guard, that they didn't come out doing haka, yelling and all those sorts of things we like to do on the stage these days. That they walked out. Then, when they got quite close, that's when they irere.
Okay.
And then rewi, I hoki e ki nā karaki a Māori. And that's one we still hold on to today, wete i te whiwhi, wete i te ara. So it's interesting. Our section of, and we, you know, I won't say loosely, but you hear awo i te haere te whanāpunui.
Really? I've never heard that.
Whanāpunui rāo ko te whakatohia.
Oh, yeah.
So we're coming from tō koutou ngā rohe. Well, Aotearoa had heard. And again, this was also mana motu haku. And Te Aroa put au kati up at Matata. And they weren't going to let whanāpanui and whakatohea come through their rohe to get to Ōrākau. And you have te whawhaireira. There's kōrero there.
Yeah.
So even though your people didn't make it to Ōrākau, in the end they were still involved in the fray and the fight on their way to Ōrākau.
So who made it there from other iwi outside of Waikato to support? So we tūhoi did.
Well, you had the hosts, so Ngāti Paratekawa, hapu te rā no Ngāti Maniapoto, was a very strong Ngāti Raukawa. Whakapapa Ngāti Raukawa. E nei Paratekawa hoki tēnei. Koe nā iwi ake o konei, ko Raukawa, and then our whanaunga from Ngāti Tekohera came over. And again, very strong Ngāti Raukawa. Te warahoi, rongo whakata. Now, this is an interesting thing, because you hear, oi haramai rongo whakata, and for years we heard raharuhi. And so we carried that kōrero. Haramai raharuhi. And raharuhi, or when you hear that name raharuhi, in relation to rongo whakata, you think of Raharuhi Rukupo, who carved the famous wharenui Tahuki Tūranga, which is in the museum.
Yes.
But just recently, I've heard that raharuhi that came was another raharuhi.
Okay.
But interestingly, not all of rongo whakata know that kōrero, and what I was told is there was a contingent, maybe 10 that came, that made up the 300 who fought against roughly 1800 well armed
2,000
trained soldiers in a pā that wasn't ready. And it was built at a place that was never a pā whawhai. Pātu wata. He kāinga a Ōrākau, mai rāno. Ōrākau paiwai kia mātou, i noho ai tō mātou tupu nei reira. So, rongo whakata, te warahoi, te tei wāhanga o Ngāti Awa. No tūhoi, ko Taurewera. Most came from Taurewera. Taurewera, kaua ko te ngahere ngari, Taurewera te hapu, te teo na hapu o tūhoi. And again, kei a tūhoi ara te kōrero, mo te hui tū ai ki te wānanga, ai rānei, kau rānei, me haere mai ki Ōrākau.
Ai.
Right.
And then, the famous whakatauki pepeha, I guess, came out, mā tātua tāwharautia.
Oh, right, yeah.
And,
Wow, is that where it came from?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there was the deliberation, should we go? But as was said during the time when they came stayed at the pā, last week, ko te whakaro, tīna ia te ahi ki tawhiti.
Yeah.
Put the fire out.
From afar.
The distant fire, yeah.
The distant fire, yeah.
But what they did was, it just made the fire turn. And anybody that was at Ōrākau or any of those battles, they were in the sights.
Oh, ne.
Thereafter.
Yeah. No reira, he ahi ki o whakaro, he ahi tai atu ai runga whakata. I runga no i era whakaro, did they think that by going there, they would be able to stop a threat from afar or at a distance?
And well, you know how we've talked about, I mean, I've I nei tau nei, ko te tiro chronologically.
Yeah.
And then with my hinengaro tūpuna. So how did runga whakata find out?
Yeah.
How did they're so far away?
What's happening? That's what I mean. What's happening all at that time?
Yeah.
Can't imagine they'd have that much notice.
Well, yeah, and that's when I think, wow, the hui that happened in Ruatahuna, or at Opūtau, how much earlier was that before Ōrākau?
Yeah.
Because I think that's where the kōrero would have
spread
from.
Te rere o te kōrero, just over the...
Yeah. I mean, it only needs to get the waikare moana nyo in Ruapani.
Yes.
Ruapani. That section of Ngāti Ruapani. I roto i Ngāti Ruapani, and it would have spread from there. You know, they wouldn't have known where they were actually going.
Yeah.
Well, approximately they would have known. So even those stories.
I wonder what the landmarkers are for when you get to this maunga and when you see this tree, you know you're there. Type of thing. I
think they would have had their highways, but I'm imagining small groups may already be en route somewhere and then hearing, ka haumi atu rātou, ka tiwha atu rātou.
Koina hoki.
Yeah.
You know, it's like today. I mean, we've got social media and phones and all of that, but, when the hui motu happened, rātana, waitangi, everyone mobilised. We got to get there.
Yeah, we're there.
You know, and I think it was that same fire in their bellies burns in our bellies.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
I tēnei rā.
Yeah.
I have to rewind, and I'm going to keep going back to the kingitanga, especially in relation to Ōrākau, because one, you've got rangi awhia and other places. You're growing your own kai. You're not buying the kai from...
well, you're not importing the kai.
Not importing, because you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You're trading within yourselves. You're selling to tāmaki. You're making well for yourself as a people. And then the kingitanga is set up.
Yeah.
There. But the ideals of the kingitanga were to stop the loss of land, whether by through sale, or I think, moi o ke rātou, ko te hihia, o te kāwanatanga o taua kaura, ko te whenua tō.
Te whenua, ai.
What happened at the hui, and this is one of the hui that's not really talked about, unless you know, and ko te hui tū ai manawa pou. And this was to set up the kingitanga. Well, where the concept was discussed, I think it was on the agenda, engari ko te pūtake o taua hui, ko te whenua tonu.
Yeah.
And there, I puta i te kōrero, tōmua te tangata, tōmuri te whenua. Ne? Tōmua te tangata, tōmuri te whenua. What you reckon that means?
Oh, I don't know, but it sounds like the whenua's on the back seat there. And they're trying to make the people more important.
Yep, you're right. Now think of a way usual hinengaro tūpuna in relation to what was happening at the time.
People were getting killed over the whenua. So, we're putting the people on the forefront.
Yeah. So, tika o whakaro, I'll put myself in front of my land to die before I'll let my land Go.
Yeah.
Koe rā te kōrero.
Tōmua te tangata.
Well, true. If you're not here, then.
Yeah. Because ko te whakaro te Māori, mā ona whenua e Māori ai ia.
Ai.
And you know, Sir Poe Tēmara picked up on that, or didn't pick up, he extrapolated on it.
Ai.
About the importance of whenua to Māori.
Yeah.
And our being. Hea te Māori ki te kore o na whenua.
Ai.
Yeah, well, we won't be tangata whenua.
Koe nā hoki.
Koe nā.
And, you know, it's our tikanga in relation to whenua, our belonging, there's so much, you know, kai, everything. Ko te whenua tonu. Koe nei te mana motu hake.
Ai.
True.
So that was the kōrero at Manawa Pou. And ko te hui o kurukuru tēnei. And as they're saying that, there was a pātiti, or hatchet. And it was left with the taura on there, and was passed around, and symbolically, each rangatira and person that was there that got to touch the pātiti, as they wound the taura around it, they said, tōmua te tangata, tōmuri te whenua. Yeah. So they're winding it. And mātene te whiwhi was at that hui. And, you know, the concept of kingitanga had already been thought of by Hongi Hika. It didn't start in Waikato. It was brought to Waikato, it was brought to Tainui. And Mātene picked up on that because that was also discussed. And that gave him the impetus to what was the first iwi-wide consultation
Yeah.
to search out who would best fit the role.
Yeah.
Or who would want the role, who would best fit it.
Best
who
fit
would,
it, yep.
And that's another kōrero.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
you know, kingitanga was seen as a direct opposition to the crown.
Ai.
Whereas ko te whakaaro Māori, kao, ko te kingitanga, hei reo, mo te Māori, upoko ki te upoko.
Ai.
Yeah.
Upoko ki te upoko. In effect, another part of the imperial war machine coming down was to cut the head off.
Yeah, cut the head off, yeah.
Ne. And I said I te rā wiki, ko te pūhaihai anō hoki. I think ko te pūhaihai te te atu mei āki I a karei.
Ai.
Ki te raupatu. Yeah.
So, was Ōrākau the last battle that Grey was involved in?
No. Pukehina, in his tenure as governor, and I'm not au fait with all the kōrero to do with Grey, but not long after Ōrākau, because our cousins in Tauranga Moana, they were deemed as kingites.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Some of them had come to Rangiriri.
Yeah.
Ne. And they had Rangiriri, what happened at Rangiriri, and Ōrākau, and other examples. And of course, years before was Rua Peka Peka. And I think they used some of that knowledge to create the pā at Pukehina,
Okay.
gate pā,
Yeah.
to draw in the soldiers. So, you know, that's Grey. Anywhere where a road goes through a pā
Ai.
is Grey.
It's grey.
Okay.
Ne. And even that age, just to inflict moral
yeah.
damage on the morale and the way to
Taunaha.
putting roads through a pā. And if you look at Ngaruahia, you know, the roads all higuri-piguri. I mean, the middle of town, you got one road go like that.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
The roads of the centre of Ngaruahia, again, the symbolism of stamping.
Stamping on, yeah.
Because Tāwhia had said, ko Ngaruahia tōku tūranga wāwai.
Yeah.
Ngaruahia will be my footstool. If you take a bird's eye view of the roads, Ngaruahia, it was set up to follow the Union Jack.
Ah. Yeah, that main street does have a wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's how just...
Well, I'm going to
it's
look
out
at
there.
this now.
You can. I know some of you may already be on Google Maps.
Yeah,
having a
yes.
look, but it's true.
Yeah.
So koira, so, you know, so a pā goes through, road goes through Rangiriri, we've got that, Ōrākau, Pāterangi, Rangi Awhia, and he pērā noa Pukehina, Cameron Road.
Cameron Road. Ai.
Hey. So if you see Cameron, use Cameron Road, well, you know what era it's from.
Oh, so they're named after someone that was involved in that.
Yes, and just in short about ka Mariera, Cameron, karipainga ia ana mahi.
Ai.
I muri mai I hoki rukupapoi ki tā wāhi.
Ai.
Ki Ingarangi, ki Kotirangi rā nei te me, tana whakapapa e Kotirangi. I te me, ko nā Kotirangi. I pērā tia.
Ai.
Hoki
I te
rātou,
Pākehā.
Ingarangi.
Ingarangi, ai.
And it would be, you know, there's kōrero about some of the soldiers that came over, and they had this story given to them.
Yeah.
And when they got here, particularly the Scottish and the Irish, and I'm not sure how many, but there's lots of kōrero within each iwi about soldiers that left, because when they got here, they realised, no, wait on, this is what happened to us.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Oh, we're on the other side now.
Yeah.
Now
And
we're
hence-
doing what they did to us.
Yes, that's why a lot of us have Scottish and Irish whakapapa.
Yes, I've got Scottish.
They
Shetland Island.
jumped the road, yeah.
And I mean, you know, ko tēnei rā he kōrero rero i tai āhuatanga Ōrākau, because I could speak about Ōrākau all day and all week. But one of the important things, and I want to share this, and it's not from the 160th, it's actually from the 150th. You know, it's been my honour, and I've been humbled to be a part of the very, very small organising group, but dedicated. At the 150th, we followed what we believe is close to the path that they did when they left Ōrākau to cross the Pūniu. Because soldiers wouldn't cross the Pūniu. And again, mana motuhake, in the time of King Tāwhiao and rohe pōtai being set up, no Pākehā were allowed in the rohe pōtai. By law. You had the right actually to do as you do. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Rohe pōtai was after that though, but anyway, to get to the Pūniu, we followed that path. And there was a whānau, I recall, and we got to sort of an area where it was flat and but swampy. And I heard this whānau talking, and they were telling a story, and I sort of went into eavesdrop. And then I said, oh, hea tēnā kōrero? And they said in their whānau that their tupuna had come, and their, the son, I'm not sure if this was their karaua or a great uncle. Anyway, they walked out from Ōrākau. They'd fled, they were fleeing by now, and people were hiding and trying to get to Pūniu. And the son had been shot in the leg, and he couldn't go any further. And he fell down. And then they heard the soldiers, the hooves of the horses coming over the rise. And the father went back to pick his boy up. Well, he couldn't walk. And anyway, the father went down, picked him up, and the rest of the whānau were off enough to hear the exchange. Nā kōrero i wainga nui i te matua. Rāwa ko te tamaiti. Ana ko te kōrero a te tana tamaiti. Pakeke nei. So this is an adult telling his older father, who could have been in the 60s or 70s, who knows. E mea na kia tēnā papa, whuatu. Carry on. Waiho mai o iko nei. And he said, awa pēnei te wairua, i reirau i te wā i whānau mai ai koe, ka noho tonu au i te wā kamate koe. Yeah, so I was there when you were born, I'll be here when you go. Ka tīmata e ki te wai atatangi, i tana tamaiti. And as he's singing, well, the cavalry have come
Cavalry's coming over, yeah.
and the whānau are watching off, and he never ends his waiata because he's cut down. Yeah. But they make it to Pūniu. And I know they did because this is the kōrero that's come down on their whānau.
Yeah.
So one of the things, and I just probably, if we can land somewhere or finish somewhere, is everything in the history books, most of it, in any land and people and culture, the victor.
Yeah, it's their account.
Right?
It's his story.
Yep. Ka tai, kāru ai roto anō ki te ao Māori, ko nā kōrero a ngā rangatira, ko nā ngā kōrero ka hihia ētahi ki te tuhi. It'll be the things that, and you know, nui aku mihi whakamānawa ki nā rangatira o te pakanga. Te whenua nui no tūhoi, hitiri te pairata, manga, rewi mane poto. Their accounts will be documented, but a lot of the time, these stories that are just as important, they're not. But they've come down in whānau.
Kia ora.
And same, we know te kuia o ngā huia, her great-great-grandmother, she was one of the children. Now, it's been contested. There were no children. Where are the children? There's no kōrero from any children. Well, they've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their kuia, she would have been 11, maybe 12. And her job was to sneak out and collect water. Ne? And she'd go down to the swamp, fill up her calabash, is what the whānau have been told, and it's come down from Te Riri, and then get back to Ōrākau. And she would have been one
That
of
would've been
many, I'm
scary.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, imagine that, you know.
Yeah.
So again, that's a kōrero tukuiho that survived. Ko te kōrero a rewi ei, ka whawhai tonu, e hoa ka whawhai tonu mātou ki a koe, ake. Part of that whawhai, and Dale has said it, resistance. Ko te kōrero Māori, ko te whakapū mautonu i a tātou tikanga. Koe nā te whawhai o nāianei.
Oh, nāianei, ai.
Te whawhai mō tō tātou tuakiritanga,
Ai.
i roto i tēnei au hurihuri nei.
Yeah.
A part of that too is maintaining those very, very important kōrero tukuiho in your whānau. So that's something that connects with the descendants of ngā riri whenua, katoa huri noa. Is those kōrero tukuiho are very important. Write them down. Get them on TikTok. Engari, kia tika tō mahi. Kia tika tō mahi.
Well, hei taunaki i tā tātou kōrero i tēnei rā, ko tā tātou waiata e hoa mā, whakarongo mai.
Kariri ana te rangi e Te rura rere mai ki au I rangi riri e Kariri karere te mata
Well, I think the brilliant thing is we could have done a chronological following of Ōrākau, but I think a snapshot is enough. Engari ko ngā kōrero ko puta, ngā mea ka e tai ana e te tangata i nāi nei.
Ana.
Koina te mea nui, landing somewhere.
Yeah, and the learnings, eh?
The learnings.
Of what not to do. And again, I'm going to go back to that journey we did to Pūniu, and this was on the way back. We jumped on the bus because it was a long day. And these two little, he tamariki e nei, and ko tētai te ahua he Pākehā, ko tētai he Māori. And I think there would have been maybe 8.
Yeah.
And one says, oh, that's really bad, eh? What happened? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty stink that they did that to your, those could be your ancestors. Yeah. Well, let's make sure that never happens again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ki au, ko enei whakamaharatanga, koina te mea mātā mua, ko taua whakaarora, kia koe pērā anō. Whether by sword, bullet, gun, or pen.
Ai.
Ana, koe nei te hoari nai nei, ko te pene. Te pene pēhi nei. I ona wārā pene tēnei wā, ia tātou. Ai.
Kia
Koe
ora.
rau e wama.
Rawe.
And so we hope it gets taught at schools.
Ai.
Yes.
Nā kona e horopū ana taku Ōrākau ki anoho tonu. Nā kōreo tuku iho hītorea o ngā riri whenua ki roto i te marautanga me ngā akoranga o ngā kura huri noa.
Yeah.
Kura Māori mai, kura Pākehā mai.
Kia ora. Tēnā koe eho, i era kōrero. I think you squeezed 160 years into in the episode here. But some great reflections, what we can do now. Te mana o te kupu. I was revisiting that previous ep we did earlier this year and what it means about understanding our histories and both. Another one was remembering ngā taha e rua, ka whakamaharatea ngā riri whenua o tā wāhi, ka whakamaharatea ngā mate katoa. And kua ka pēnā hoki tātou i konei. Your reflections, Erica?
Well, I think it was great that we didn't do a chronological order of it because, for myself and plenty of other people out there are things that you mentioned that I've never heard of before, and it's making me want to go back into it and research. And I really don't know much of the kōrero about Pukehinahina, for instance. So, I'm thinking I need to go in and look it up.
Yeah.
All of it.
Well, that's the other part and no mai te ahunga o te kōrero a Taringa kia rapu i tētahi tirohanga ke.
Yeah.
Finding
bites.
Yeah, different angles on the whakaaro. But
And the other angle, you've been a part of is through Kapahaka. And, mō tai tangata rau, mai te timatanga, Ōrākau was our first taka.
Yeah.
It's nearly coming up 20 years since I composed that. But, about the importance of the Māori me te Pākehā, it was my father who, he instilled the importance of history in relation to New Zealand land was in me as a boy. It was my dad. We stopped at Rangiri, it was my father.
Kia ora.
He told me about te kuti, te kōti, Ōrākau, all those places. My dad was big on that. So, nui taku aroha ki taku pāpā. Me pēra hoki ngā mātua. Don't leave it for the classroom. That's my point.
Yeah.
Don't leave it for the classroom.
It's the conversations on the road. Yeah.
Koina hoki.
When you're on the road and you're going past that place with all those popo or, why this place is here. Kōrero tia ngā kōrero.
I forget the one, it's between Taupo and Napier. Not too far from Taupo. And I remember Dad telling me what happened there. And I was terrified. And I'd been watching documentaries and I expected all these redcoats to come running out of the bush. But, ka tīmata I te kāinga, wherai nā mea katoa, te kōrero I te reo, tērā, nā tikanga, me ngā kōrero hitoria nei. So don't leave it all to the, the schools. What are we doing as parents, as uncles, as aunties, as nannies, as kōrero? Koe nāno tētai angle. Kia kaha kia tātou.
And if you have an angle, you can catch us on our Instagram, Facebook page. He karanga whakaro tēnei. Karanga pātai.
We welcome your thoughts.
Ai, kia koutou katoa hono. Kanuia ki tēnei wā tonu homa.
Ai.
Mihi ana kia koutou.
Tēnā hui tātou katoa.
Hei kona.
Hei kona.
Mai rā.
Bit whakarongo, bit kari. Gather up close, everybody, buddy. Taringa. Yeah, tahuri mai ki o. Whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Korero flowing out the hooker force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds. Kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira. Whakarongo pi kari mai. Hare mai, o Taringa, hare mai. We gotta gather up close, everybody. Gather up close, everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa, ā, nā te māngai pāho me irirangi te motu I tautoko. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Taringa, whakarongo mai.